look, we wanted to pack this with value, so we went with 15. We know lots of people go with top 10, top 14, the top 12. 15, this is where we're going, okay? 15, that we needed to. The secrets and techniques guaranteed to help you grow your practice predictably and consistently needs to be packed with value, because we surveyed thousands of dentists who were clients, prospects, simply part of our network, and these were their top responses that translated to new conversions and more cases, which is about all you care about right now. You want to grow your practice, you need to figure out how to generate new patients consistently. So let's start. Number 15, protect your name and brand. These are two different things in dental, all right? This should be number 1, to be honest, but this was number 15, which just shows you the next 14 are going to be even more action-packed, right? So let's just look here at why these are two very different things, okay? So if I search for Canada dentist and it comes up with, a bunch of searches like this, and I'm scrolling through and I'm a patient, I'm looking for somebody, okay, and I see Canada Dental Center, which is a whopping 3.4 here, right? And I decide, you know what, maybe I might go through a little bit of pain and see how bad they really are, because they're much worse than everybody else, according to Google. And I go to Dr. Molodina, who might very well be an amazing dentist. She likely is, right? Or he likely is. They could be an excellent dentist, but 14 people actually determine their revenue or determine their reputation there, and ultimately their revenue, right? So now I'm going to search for their name, and what do I see? A 3.4 and a 2.8 in rate MDs, right? On 30 votes and 14 Google reviews. Now, again, in a lot of cases, there could be some valid concerns. I haven't gone in and read any of these reviews, but would you, right? You don't care. This is what's losing you money. So you need to look at things like this. Same thing if I search for Orleans dentist, right? A 4.3 nestled in between two 5.0s. Okay, so if I decided to click this 4.3, which is unlikely, right? Especially when you're nestled between two 5.0s, I will click and look for your dentist, which just happens to be this dentist here, who has a 3.6, right? So you cannot exude a bad reputation. You will lose patients, you will lose clients, you will lose people when they're in their decision-making cycle, right? That's well known, it's obvious. This is how it should be done, okay? So if you're searching for this particular practice, they're at 4.9, but the actual dentist personal profile, which is also on Google, which you may not have realized until you watch this video, you will have two profiles in a lot of cases. So you need to search for your name, and you also need to search for your dental practice name. In her case, she has a 5.0, right? So she's good. She's a 5-star rating. So protect your name and your brand. These are two very different things in dental. Manage your pre-decision patient cycles, all right? Another quick example here. This is a tool that we use. It's free. We recommend it. We use it completely for free. And it manages our sales cycles. It manages, what our patients like, what our clients like, what they're looking for, and where they are in their decision-making cycle. Okay, so use tools like HubSpot or Salesforce, depending on your budget, and start tracking your patient cycles before they make the decision. All right. Number 13, do not give away free stuff unless you are making money up front. These are in future videos. This is some of the stuff that we do, some of the stuff that we teach. We're not going to really be getting into it in this video, but do not give away free stuff unless you're making money up front. Please, please, please. Right? Number 12, understand where your invisible growth or hindrance is. We just talked about this, right? If you're a 3.9 nestled in between two 5s, you are going to lose money. However, on the flip side, you don't know where your invisible growth is. So if somebody was searching for a Chicago dentist and they just didn't want to maybe click on the first top 3, and they decided to open it up and they saw, wow, there's 98 reviews here, East Erie, right? And they decided, well, you know what, I'll call them. They have 98 reviews. Well, they're still under the fold, and you didn't know that this is where most of your traffic came from, most of your calls came from. All right, you need to track that. That all needs to be tracked. You need to understand where your growth is coming from, so you can either double those efforts, triple those efforts, or understand where your hindrance is so you can fix it. Number 11, neutralize your ad spend by selling something small to lead to something big. All right, we just talked about this. You need to neutralize your front end ad spend. That means people will buy something for you for a much cheaper price, like a teeth whitening or so on and so forth, and make a micro commitment to you, prior to them making a bigger commitment, such as cosmetic surgery. You need to establish that trust by giving them a way to purchase something small from you so they get in the habit of purchasing from you, and so you're not giving away free stuff that leads to more free. Number 10, focus on the outcome. Stop talking to me about how you're going to drill a hole in my jaw. I do not want to know about that. I want to know how you're going to make me smile again and how long my recovery time is going to be and how good you are. Focus on the outcome, your reputation, the outcome, how good you are. Case studies, stories. When they're in front of you, that is your opportunity to show them how good you are. Number 9, understand your patient before they called you. You have no idea that it just took that patient 2 weeks to muster up the courage to place that phone call to your practice. You have no idea. And what if your front desk staff had a bad morning and they answered the phone without candor? All right? And that patient who was calling you on a $40,000 surgery, who just took 2 weeks to make a decision to call you, was turned off in the first 3 seconds, right? Understand your patient before they call you. Understand that people that are calling in for cosmetic type surgeries are much different than someone that's calling in for some, teeth whitening or a wisdom tooth removal, right? Number 8, don't be technical. Again, this is focusing on the outcome. This is part 2 of focusing on the outcome. Do not be technical. The moment you get technical, you trigger anxiety in your patients, all right? And anxiety is not a good thing. So do not be technical. Number 7, be fun, right? Show them your fun side. Be fun. People do want to see professionalism, but they also want to see a dentist with great chairside manner, all right? Humorous is good. It's not a hindrance, right? Number 6, hold staff accountable. All right. Now, this isn't something where you have to punish staff, for instance, or you have to fire staff, or that's not what we're trying to get at here. We want to make staff accountable, but the only way they're going to become accountable is when you see number 2. The only way you can make them accountable is by giving them something to work for and making them part of your culture and making them part of the outcome. All right. And we'll get into that a little bit more in future videos. Number 5. Figure out your costs per acquisition. So you need to know exactly what a patient costs you to acquire. There's some dentists that are spending $4,000 to acquire a $7,000 patient. They have no idea that they're doing that. Some dentists are spending $12,000 to acquire a $6,000 patient, right? Including your ad spend, your overhead, so on and so forth. You need to get that to a fraction of your acquisition costs, all right? Number 4, learn how to automate your time spent informing, okay? This is done through videos. This is done through articles. This is done various ways, but building a funnel and automating your time to spend informing your patients is the best value of your time so that you can start focusing on those high margin cases, right, more often. Always be positioning your brand free and paid. All right, it's a race. I mean, your guys are the dental world and this industry. If you're a dentist listening to this right now, you know that this is competitive, right? There's new dentists graduating, opening up, being associates, being acquired. I mean, you need to always be positioning your brand, your dental brand, and your own brand free and paid, all right? It just comes down to what is your cost per patient acquisition. So, number 2, don't just train staff, bonus them and involve them in the financial outcome. Yes, staff, we love you. You need to be bonused. You are the dentist's first, second, and third impression. Why on earth are they not bonused and incented for being part of the sales cycle and the decision-making cycle with that patient? Why aren't they? 98% of practices just have no comp plan in place for their staff. It's a flat, flat salary. That's unacceptable, right? You need to run your practice like a business, and running your practice like a business means that your patients and your staff are walking step in step, all right? Your staff cares because you know what? It doesn't matter what anybody says. Yes, healthcare, you don't want to be pushing and you don't want to, that's not what this is. It has nothing to do with it, right? But somebody is just going to push and give that extra little touch to your patient without you being around to oversee them if there's money involved, right? Period. That's why people are doing what they're doing. That's why you got into dentistry, right? You got into people to help people smile, but you also did it to live a financially free life, right? And number 1, exude empathy while you sleep. So important, right? Empathy is the most important thing in dentistry. You need to understand what your patient's going through and tell them exactly what they're going through prior to them even knowing it, right? And that is exactly what they're looking for. This is a great example of, one of thousands of forms, right? And these are some of the questions that we ask them when they're applying. How serious you when you're getting implants, so on. What dental problems are you currently experiencing? Well, pain, breaking, crumbling, falling out teeth, gingivitis. How is it impacting your daily life? Well, I can't work, I can't smile, I can't talk, I can't eat, my teeth are ruining my life, looks scary, full-blown anxiety. What's the most important factor when choosing a dentist? Care and patience, right? It's no different, across this versus almost any other form here, right? I mean, if you just look here at some of the patient forms that we've identified here, we've taken out and snapshotted and redacted the patient info, obviously. You'll see, right? Again, putting pressure, gentle and understanding. This is coming from across the globe. This is Singapore, right? The one you just saw was Ottawa. I have the means to pay for implants. Okay, Vancouver. This is in Vancouver. I have dentures. They don't fit properly, even with glue. So I feel insecure when I eat, kiss, or talk sometimes because they don't fit right. Eat, kiss, or talk. I mean, these are intimate answers that they're giving you, right? The ability to have to listen to my needs and goals for oral care. It's so simple, guys. I mean, honestly, you need to show this, right? It's uncomfortable, painful, not to mention I'm totally self-conscious about missing a tooth that's visible. I wish I could fix both. Expertise and one who is great at what they do and that would provide me the best advice and care. Give them a way to answer you, show them that, and start fixing more teeth, start making more people smile, okay? This person told you exactly what number they just got extracted. If you give them the ability to show you that and you exude the empathy while you sleep, you can do as much as you want in your local market. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you find this of value, and we will talk to you hopefully very soon. Thank you.